everyone, this is Ronaliza D, Villezar, a communication student from Far Eastern University. This video is all about animal welfare advocacy. I am here to advocate about no to animal testing and to speak up about animal rights. I have a question to all of you guys. Do you think animals should be treated right? Do animals deserve to have rights? Of the millions of people who own pets, the vast majority will reply, of course, all animals should be treated equally like humans. There are so many abuses that are done to animals, but why I would like to speak up here is about animal testing, which I consider is a very bad and cruel act for animals. Every year, millions of animals are poisoned and killed in barbaric tests that were crudely developed to evaluate consumer products and their ingredients. Rats, mice, guinea pigs, and other animals are forced to swallow or inhale massive quantities of a test substance or endure the pain of having a chemical eat away at their sensitive eyes and skin. This is all just unfair for these innocent animals, but by informing ourselves and knowing which brands use these atrocious testing methods, we can avoid buying these products. We can put an end to this brutal suffering if we all come together and take action. Animal experimentation or animal testing has been a commonly debated subject for many years. Is it cruelty or science? About 1.4 million animals die each year from animal testing. This is because of harsh ways animals are treated. Animals should be free of the cruelty scientists expose to them because they have just as much sentient or they can able to feel, see, hear, or smell, or taste as humans do. After what I have read and watched about animal testing, I became very against to it. I believe that animal testing is cruelty and in a lot of cases not necessary. A lot of medical experts would argue that animal testing is justifiable in order to save the lives of many people longer down the line through the development of medicines and life-saving drugs. Tipu Aziz, a famous neurosurgeon, explains that over 40,000 people have been made better as a result of treatment that had been developed due to experimentation on monkeys, leading to the lives of over 100 monkeys severely compromised. Is this a justifiable cost? Another harsh thing handlers do is take out dogs' vocal cords so they don't disturb the lab workers. As for death to an animal, the experimenters will euthanize the animal after being tested on or will use the animal again for further testing until they are dead or useless. Animals are not just objects, they can feel pain too. Using animals in research and to test the safety of products has been a topic of heated debate for decades. According to data collected by F. Barbara Orlans for her book In the Name of Science, Issues in Responsible Animal Experimentation, 60% of all animals used in testing are used in biomedical research and product safety testing. People have different feelings for animals. Many look upon animals as companions, while other animals view as means for advancing medical techniques or furthering experimental research. Animals' rights are violated when they are used in research. Animals and people are alike in many ways. They both feel, think, behave, and experience pain. Thus, animals should be treated with the same respect as humans. Yet animals' rights are violated when they are used in research because they are not given a choice. Animals are subjected to tests that are often painful or cause permanent damage or death, and they are never given the option of not participating in the experiment. Animals do not willingly sacrifice themselves for the advancement of human welfare and new technology. Their decisions are made for them because they cannot vocalize their own preferences and choices. When humans decide the fate of animals in research environments, the animals' rights are taken away without any thought of their well-being or the quality of their lives. Therefore, animal experimentation should be stopped because it violates the rights of animals. The pain and suffering that experimental animals are subject to is not worth any possible benefits to humans. The American Veterinary Medical Association defines animal pain as an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience perceived as arising from a specific region of the body and associated with actual or potential tissue damage. Animals feel pain in many of the same ways that humans do. In fact, their reactions to pain are virtually identical. Both humans and animals scream, for example. Animals are used for product toxicity testing or laboratory research. They are subjected to painful and frequently deadly experiments. Two of the most commonly used toxicity tests are the DRACE test and the LD50 test, both of which are infamous for the intense pain and suffering they inflict upon experimental animals. In the DRACE test, the substance or product being tested is placed in the eyes of an animal, Generally, a rabbit is used for this test. Then the animal is monitored for damage to the cornea and other tissues in the near of the eye. This test is intensely painful for the animal, and blindness, scarring, and death are generally the end results. This test has been criticized for being unreliable and a needless waste of animal life. The LD50 test is used to test the dosage of substance that is necessary to cause death in 50% of the animal subjects within a certain amount of time. To perform this test, the researchers hook the animals up to the tubes that pump huge amounts of the test product into their stomachs until they die. This test is extremely painful to the animals because death can take days or even weeks. To Orleans, the animals suffer from vomiting, diarrhea, paralysis, convulsion, and internal bleeding. Since death is the required endpoint, dying animals are put out of their misery by euthanasia. Of the Drace test and the LD50 test to examine product toxicity has decreased over the past few years, but these tests have not been eliminated completely. Thus, because animals are subjected to agonizing pain, suffering, and death when they are used in laboratory and cosmetic testing, animal research must be stopped to prevent more waste of animal life. Scientists use animals for testing products to make human lives better, right? That's what I thought too. Well, many experiments that were approved to be available to human beings have later been recalled for safety issues or harmful side effects. Not all trials that had been successful to animals during animal testing are 100% guaranteed safe for humans. So, is animal testing very reliable? If products have to be withdrawn from stores in human use, then that itself should say something. Can we trust that animals will have the same reactions to the product as a human would? Not at all. If we get shampoo in our eyes, we immediately know how to use it well and we're fine. Animals don't know that and are not used to such products. Therefore, animals will have different reactions to things that we can easily fix. A mouse and a human being are not the same and will react differently to such different things. It is often the case that animal testing is actually futile and ineffective because animals don't exhibit most of the diseases that humans tend to have, like cancers and heart diseases. Experiments therefore can do much to belittle the complex nature of human diseases that are affected widely due to the genetic factors like psychological factors, socioeconomic factors, and the wide range of other personal experiences. The case of unreliability of experiments could actually make the outcomes of experiments dangerous for human beings if results are over-exaggerated. There are even cases of human drug trials that have been given the go-ahead due to data from animal testing results leading to numerous deaths. So all of these things mean that animal testing can't reliably continue in this day. Finally, the testing of products on animals is completely unnecessary because viable alternatives are available. Many cosmetic companies, for example, have sought better ways to test their products without the use of animal subjects. In against animal testing, a pamphlet published by The Body Shop, a well-known cosmetics and body product company based in London, the development of products that use natural ingredients like bananas and basil nut oil, as well as others with a long history of safe human usage, is advocated instead of testing on animals. Furthermore, the Drace test has become practically obsolete because of the development of a synthetic cellular tissue that closely resembles human skin. Researchers can test the potential damage that the product can do to the skin by using this artificial skin instead of testing on animals. Another alternative test is the product called ipex. This synthetic material turns opaque when a product damages it, closely resembling the way that a real eye reacts to the harmful substances. Computers have also been used to simulate and estimate the potential damage that a product or chemical can cause, and human tissues and cells have been used to examine the effects of the harmful substances. In another method, in vitro testing, cellular tests are done inside a test tube. Furthermore, one process called the neutral red uptake assay can be an alternative in which jelly-like substances called cultures are put into glass case, then human cells are placed in the culture. Chemicals that are being tested are added to the dish. The human cells will either live or die. The cells react by changing a different color. Researchers analyze the color with a computer. The computer can calculate how likely a chemical is to kill human cells. There are artificial organs, eyes, and skin that react just like the real thing would. Plants and bacteria can be used as well. Doctors can also analyze humans without hurting them by examining what they do on a daily basis. In 1951, Britain doctors showed a link between smoking and lung cancer by examining people who smoke compared to people who don't. No animals or humans are harmed or killed during any of these tests. However, many people believe that animal testing is justified because the animals are sacrificed to make products safer for human use and consumption. The problem with this reasoning is that the animal's safety, well-being, and quality of life is generally not a consideration. Experimental animals are virtually tortured to death, and all of these tests are done in the interest of human welfare without any thought to how the animals are treated. Still, other people think that animal testing is acceptable because animals are lower species than humans and therefore have no rights. These individuals feel that animals have no rights because they lack the capacity to understand or to knowingly exercise these rights. However, animal experimentation in medical research and cosmetics testing cannot be justified on the basis that animals are lower on the evolutionary chart than humans since animals resemble humans in so many ways. Many animals, especially the higher mammalian species, possess internal systems and organs that are identical to the structures and functions of human internal organs. Also, animals have feelings, thoughts, goals, needs, and desires that are similar to human functions and capacities, and this similarity should be respected, not exploited, because of the selfishness of humans. Animals should be granted the same rights as humans first because just like humans, they have the capacity to suffer. They feel motherly love, loneliness, frustration, fear, and pleasure depending on the situation they find themselves in. As such, it should be the moral obligation of humans to take this fact into account whenever they consider undertaking actions that would interfere with the needs of animals. Human beings should also consider that animals have an inherent worth which in itself is completely separate from the usefulness of animals to humans. Being living beings capable of moving, all animals have the right to life and therefore have every right not to be subjected to any kinds of pain. In this regard, it is wrong on the part of humans to presume that the sole reason for the existence of non-human animals is for them to be used by humans. Animals attach immense value to their lives just like humans do, and rightly so. This is why they will always try to evade danger either by defending themselves or running away from the sources of it. In conclusion, it is true that animals are not human beings and that is not up for debate. However, they deserve to have the rights granted to humans because they suffer like humans. They have an inherent worth given that they are animals like humans, save for the difference in their species. They have the will to organize their life according to their culture, which is unfortunately interfered by us humans. It amounts to prejudice to subject them to untold suffering in the name of being turned into food or being kept in cages for whatever purposes. In this respect, it is necessary for humans to consider championing for animals to have the same rights as humans. Most especially, animal testing should be eliminated because it violates animals' rights. It causes pain and suffering to the experimental animals and other means of testing product toxicity are available. Humans cannot justify making life better for themselves by randomly torturing and executing thousands of animals per year to perform laboratory experiments or to test products. Animals should be treated with respect and dignity, and this right to decent treatment is not upheld when animals are exploited for selfish human gain. After all, humans are animals too. If there is one thing I'd like you to take from this advocacy is to be mindful of the animals and try to put yourself in their position. Thank you for listening to my advocacy speech. I hope you all become aware and enlightened about animal testing. Keep loving animals as we were told to be kind to one another. Hope you all have a great day ahead.